What is good? Defenders Nation, black and gold faithful. You know what time it is. It's the night before an LAFC match. So it's time for one more sleep. Look, I am very excited. You know my voice. I'm your friendly neighborhood scarf, J.R. Liebert, and across the internet from me here in world famous Philemon Studios, one Christian Philly Philemon and Christian Philly Philemon. We are getting set to travel to a place that has been an absolute house of horrors for LAFC as of late, Commerce City, Colorado. Uh-oh. He's still speechless. I think he's speechless because from what I understand, your mother-in-law got you and your fantastic wife, Panda, tickets to WrestleMania.
I don't know why you're even bringing that up right now, because today we are talking about the showcase of the Immortals, LAFC Colorado Rapids, episode 9. But yes, I am going to WrestleMania tomorrow. Thank you to my mother-in-law. Day 1 and day 2. And I am beyond thrilled. My third WrestleMania. Thank you, Cindy Bauman. I can't wait. I know there's plenty of people that listen to our show that are also going to SoFi. It should be a good one, baby. Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 39. But we're here for Colorado and LAFC, my friend.
Dude, I feel like the old man get off my lawn. Back in my day, WrestleMania was only one day when I went. Like, I remember when WrestleMania was, 3, 4, 5 hours. It was an incredible showcase, as we call it, the showcase of the Immortals. But you get to go to both nights. I know he's doing a show at the Novo tonight at like 11 o'clock, but the unfortunate part for me is there'll be no Undertaker, most likely, at this WrestleMania.
It's WrestleMania, man. Anything could happen. Maybe he just somehow comes in from outside. I don't know. It's going to be fun one way or another. And if you need the access to my Peacock account, the Peacock account, don't get it twisted.
Nope.
I have no problem sharing with you, so you too can watch WrestleMania.
Twisted Peacock, by the way, opening up at the Troubadour tomorrow night. That should be lots of fun. But Philly, let's talk about Commerce City, Colorado, the Colorado Rapids. We are going to them. And like we have the past 3 games, what I'm worried about, Philly, is that this, in the words of the immortal Admiral Akbar, it could be a trap. General Admiral Akbar. I don't know what I'm saying here, but I'm worried, Philly. This is a place where we have looked awful the last 3 times we have played there. Could this be a trap?
It's a trap. Yeah, you're right. We haven't been very successful there. The only time, believe it or not, in our entire history, the only time we've ever won in Dick's Sporting Goods Park was 2018, which is kind of crazy. And obviously there was that infamous decision day in which we lost the final game of the season, got absolutely murdered by the Rapids the season they won the Western Conference Championship. So it is not a very, very pleasant place. And if we're going to talk about history and stats, last year, we were 1-1 against the Colorado Rapids, and that was the year where we hoisted several trophies. So Colorado has always been a thorn in our side. However, this rendition of the Colorado Rapids, while 5 games not being a complete idea of how exactly this team can play and execute, and obviously they've been injured, this is not a very good Colorado team out of the gates. 5 games, 2 goals. Defensively, they're pretty strong, but offensively, they've only had 2 people find the back of the net, and one of them a former Galaxy player.
Yeah, look, this is not a good start to the season for Colorado. They have, 2 points? They are, I believe, the Wooden Spoon Award winners as of right now in the Western Conference. Not a good club, but you know what? Going up to Commerce City, Colorado has always given us trouble. You mentioned it, a 5-2 shellacking. I think we've lost the last 3 games like 10-2, 9-2, 8-2 or something like that on aggregate up there. This is a very, very bad team, but a very good place for them to play. Philly, lots of stuff for us to take into account, especially the fact that this is the first of 5 matches in 16 days for this club. Another reason why I'm a little worried it could be one of those trap games. We'll see what happens. But Philly, you mentioned it. We've got a long road of the season. They do not look good thus far, but we still have Denny Bouanga, right?
We still have Denny Bouanga, who leads our team in goals. No surprise there. And coming on very strong, the German guy, the German Mensch, Timothy Tillman, our second leading scorer this season. He's come off relatively strong. And while he will not be playing more than likely in this game against Colorado, we're Mateusz Bogusz, we're bringing in some more players. We're adding some more depth pieces. Now, Colorado, while they can't score, again, a very formidable opponent defensively, despite the fact that there were only 1 goal scored between the 2 teams, they certainly put up a very solid defensive front against Austin. And I don't know if that's a credit, most recently, a credit to the performance and how good Colorado can be or how bad Austin is. But on the defensive side, Colorado is actually much better than we give them credit for.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting match. Look, the one thing we know, they're super solid in net, right? William Yarborough, the former León backup keeper, he's been solid for them since he's come over and been the first team keeper for Colorado. But, why don't we get into it? Look, this is the fun part about One More Sleep. We get into players to watch, we get into tactics, we get into what we think might happen, score predictions. We have all kinds of fun thoughts about this match. This is what we do every single match. It's called One More Sleep. It gets you ready for the action tomorrow as LAFC travels up to Commerce City, Colorado to take on the Rapids. So let's get right into it. Let's get into our players to watch, Philly. And I've got two, and I'm going to go with the one-name players out there. For LAFC, I've got to go with Cheeky Palacios. And for the Colorado Rapids, just Max. That's right, Max. I believe he also can sometimes go by Max Alves. Look, they also have a defense player on the back line, Max So, but this Max has just been so-so since he came to Major League Soccer. I believe, over 2,500 minutes and yet to score a goal as an attacking midfield player. He was supposed to be revolutionary from Brazil. And look, he's been good in spurts, but just hasn't done it for Colorado. What I don't want this to be is his coming out party. He sees the black and gold. He sees that crest. He sees the reigning Major League Soccer champions, the reigning Supporters Shield champions, and these soon-to-be eventual CONCACAF Champions League champions, and he's going to try and play his best game of the season, going to try to show up and show out, and I am frankly a little concerned about Max because to me, he may be the most talented player on that roster, so that's who I'm worried about for Colorado, but look, I am so happy for our player to watch. I am so happy for it to be one Cheeky Palacios, to get him back on the back line over there at left back. He is, in my opinion, quite possibly the best left back in all of Major League Soccer, and we are 1,000 times better with Cheeky Palacios out there on the pitch. And I am predicting that Cheeky will be involved in not one, but maybe 2 goals in the course of this match. You'll have to check out our scoring predictions later, but I've got Max and I've got Cheeky. Philly, who you got?
As far as my players to watch are concerned, with Colorado, for me, Scarf, it was really tough to choose because, again, this is a team that's really hurt by injuries. Like, they got players like Torre, Jack Price, really good players. And even in their report going in, their media report, Cole Bassett's questionable with a hamstring. I would have said if he was perfectly healthy, he would have been the guy to watch. But for a fact, the one player that has played in every single game this season for the Colorado Rapids, and a very familiar foe and a very big thorn in our sides, is the very speedy, very dangerous, and very effective Michael Barrios. This guy seems to come out there and always give us a hard time. And as a former athlete yourself, whether it had been water polo or baseball, and me playing the sports I played, there's certain teams that you have competed against that you've always been successful against. You have that mindset where like, oh yeah, I love going up against these guys. I always have a really good game. I think that's the mindset of Michael Barrios, and that's why I think he's my player to watch on Colorado. As far as LAFC is concerned, I am a huge proponent on the laws of attraction. Success breeds upon success. And that being the case, I think Timothy Tillman, our second leading scorer for the black and gold, is going to be the player to watch. He's getting his confidence. He's getting his bearings. He's starting to understand exactly how this league is run, having played in Germany, coming up through Bayern and coming up through the clubs that he has. He's happy. He's confident. He loves being here in Los Angeles, despite being here only for a short period of time. And I think he's going to be the player to watch for us.
Yeah, calm, cool, and collected. That's been Timothy Tillman so far this season. He has been incredible, and I know you're excited to have a German player on the roster as well. We will be talking about our new signing, our Polish signing, Mateusz Bogus, in our next episode. So don't forget, stick around for episode 239 of Defenders of the Bank. But that'll be after this match. Going into this match, Philly, you and I both have highlighted some keys to the match. Let's talk about our keys to the match right now. And, for me, especially, look, the bottom line as I try and stall, as I wait for you to pull up the key, because I've had a little, thank you. Play like we were at home. That was my key. That's exactly right. Look, we mentioned it at the outset. The last 3 times that we have played this club in Commerce City, Colorado, it has not been good for LAFC. But the one thing that we do more than anything else is that we, wait for it, defend the bank. And I know it's BMO now, but BMO's still a bank. We still defend our home turf as well as any club in the history of Major League Soccer. So look, what we have to do in this match more than anything else, is to play like we are at home. And you mentioned one thing in particular, Philly, that I think is key. A lot of these guys, they don't remember what it was like losing these 3 games in Commerce City, Colorado. Denny Bwanga could care less. We know that Mahala Opoku comes out no matter who he's playing and plays like he could care less. And you know what? Carlos Vela doesn't care if it's Commerce City, Colorado, or Cancun, Mexico. He is going to show up to play no matter what. But what we need to do is we need to treat this like a home game, and we need to make Commerce City, Colorado, BMO Stadium North, and we're going to come out with a huge victory if we can play like we're at home.
No, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. There is no mystique to Dick's Sporting Goods Park. There is no mystique to the Colorado Rapids. That's not anything that's etched into anybody's brain. But again, we don't really win here very often. You mentioned Carlos Vela. Interestingly enough, Carlos Vela within his Major League Soccer career has 3 hat tricks. 2 of them against Scarf?
Colorado.
The Colorado Rapids. So as far as my keys to the game are concerned, thank you, producer McPanda, break through Colorado's defensive pressure. Colorado was very good at limiting Austin in that recent matchup to the fewest shots that they have ever had at Q2 Stadium since Los Verdes even joined MLS. Now, again, this isn't, I don't know if it's because Austin's really piss poor this year, or if Colorado's defense is really that good, because Austin was really good last season. When you're going to limit a team that is very hot and very dangerous at home to that few shots, that's a statement. So if we can go through and find those seams and get past that back line, and I don't know who's going to be back there, because again, this is a team that's got a lot of injuries. As long as we could play like it's home, I think we could break through the pressure, and I think we could come out there with a victory. And that being the case, score predictions. I know we always have fun with score predictions. Will it be Scarstradamus making a wise choice, a wise bet, or will it be Philly winning this one? And if we're doing it this way, why don't we create a friendly wager on
it? Look, all I know is this is a club in LAFC that has shown that they can score wherever it is that they're playing, whether it's in Costa Rica and we put up 3 goals, or it's anywhere else in Major League Soccer. We know that we can score. And I think that's exactly what we are going to do. All due respect to Austin FC, it's going to be a 3-0 trouncing. Now, look, one might say that tomorrow being the anniversary, by the way, Philly, I don't know if you knew this, tomorrow is the anniversary of the 1 hat trick that Carlos Vela scored not against Colorado. He scored in San Jose. He had a 3-0 hat trick in San Jose 3 years ago tomorrow. I'm not saying Carlos Vela is going to score another hat trick, but I'm saying we're at least getting a hat trick of goals. In fact, I don't know that Carlos Vela will ever have another hat trick for LAFC as long as Denny Bwanga is also on the front line, because I'm thinking Denny might get his first MLS hat trick after getting his first CCL hat trick, but not today. But notice what I said there on the bottom. Not just 3-0, and thank you to producer Panda for putting that in there. Mm-hmm. Not just 3-0, 3-0, if not worse. I think this is going to be LAFC stamping their mark in Major League Soccer this season. We're going to give a little bit of a wake-up call to St. Louis City. Going to get a little bit of wake-up call to those Seattle Sounders who are touting Jordan Morris as the next greatest thing since sliced bread or whatever it is. Maybe grunge music up there in Seattle, something. Either way, 3-0, if not worse, LAFC.
I like it. You mentioned St. Louis. You mentioned Seattle. Us. NFC Cincinnati have yet to lose a game. It's already been a crazy season, but 5 games into it, that's not a really good scenario. That's not a really good body of work. The champs are here. I don't know if, I dropped the belt on my toe. I don't know if you heard the drum thing. Shout out to Isis and Oscar for these beautiful drumsticks. I don't think they're going to whoop up on Colorado as badly. I will say that maybe some of that mile high gets to some of these young players that haven't been to Colorado. But that being the case, I still think we operate in an effective manner and win 2-0. John McCarthy getting himself another clean sheet. I don't think it's going to be all systems go. I think we're going to do what we can to annihilate this team as quickly as we can, end this game, and then put the focus on advancing against the Vancouver Whitecaps and scoring 3-0 against them at Bad Carpet Place. Either way, we're in agreement to the fact that LAFC is going to walk out of Commerce City with 3 points.
Yeah, look, we have a fresh Jose Cifuentes coming in this match, a fresh Cheeky Palacios coming in this match. The one thing I
They
do
have a
worry
fresh
about,
Diego Rubio coming from Chile. Keep that in mind.
they can have him. Here's the one thing I do worry a little bit about. You mentioned it, lungs, altitude. Maybe that gets to a couple of players. Is Ryan Hollingshead 100% healthy yet with those lungs and that issue? That could be where we might need to see a little bit more Sergi Palencia than we might like. Maybe Hollingshead plays the first 45. But look, we know that Carlos Vela likes playing against Colorado. We know Denny Bwanga likes playing anytime, anywhere. And we know Mahala is good for at least one goal anytime he steps out onto the pitch. I absolutely love the season that Mahala is having so far. With the ability for our guys to push up, with our midfield being completely intact and healthy yet again, and with everything that we have been doing on the back line, keeping everything pretty much off the plate of John McCarthy for the most part, and then John doing whatever he needs to do there on the back line, this is not going to be a pretty game for the Colorado Rapids. And I like that you and I both predict a clean sheet. Philly, any final thoughts on this match before you not only lay your head down on the pillow to dream of all things LAFC, but you get yourself ready to go to SoFi Stadium for 2 nights of WrestleMania?
Hold on a sec. I've been neglecting this phone call this entire time. Hang on one sec. I got to take that. Hold on. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, I can't believe it's tomorrow. Wait, repeat that. What did you want me to tell Scarf?
Oh boy.
Oh, so you don't mind, but I'll obviously quote you and reference you. That's okay. All right. Look, I'm in the middle of recording something. I'll get back to you. Hang on a second. That was my good friend, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and he told me to tell you, finally, LAFC will win again in Commerce City.
Is he smoking an extra pack a day? What was that there? I don't know. That was pretty good. Listen, we are going to layeth the smacketh down on Colorado. That is for sure. Hopefully we won't have any of our players take the people's elbow like we did last match. My goodness, earning a red card. But that being said, Philly, I love it. You're headed off to WrestleMania. I'm going to go watch the match. And you know what? I've got 2 nights of LAFC, baby, because not only do we have tomorrow, but I also get to watch LAFC 2. They have a match on the 2nd as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Philly has 2-0. I have 3-0, if not worse. This has been One More Sleep, you guys. And thank you to producer Panda. We get some cool outro music now, too.
Yeah. Love you, Panda.
Bye.
Love you, Scarf.
Hey.
Love to the mill.